The adoption of technology across Africa is growing exponentially. Online commerce is predicted to be worth $75 billion by the year 2025. But with opportunity comes risk.
The cyber security infrastructure, most of the countries don't have it. And those who've got it, it's in a very level, in an infancy level.
A report by security firm Norton says close to 9 million South Africans claim to have experienced cybercrime in 2016.
Africa as a continent loses over 2.5 billion US dollars a year to cybercrime, and over 500 million is from Nigeria.
Like the internet, cybercrime easily crosses borders, and Africa has been hit by recent global attacks. Ransomware, where criminals demand money in return for unfreezing affected devices, plus other viruses and social media scams, have all affected the continent. But experts warn the lack of preparedness in Africa poses additional dangers.
Most of the African states do not have the cybersecurity crisis management plan in place, and they don't have a kind of education, and the legislation as well is very weak because they do focus on traditional crime.
Governments should collaborate more closely with the private sector, says Itimi. The private sector has more knowledge about cybersecurity and what infrastructure needs to be put in place to actually solve that. Also, information and education. Individuals need to be educated. Nigeria is one of the few African states to have passed specific cybercrime legislation, but there have been very few prosecutions. And the reason why there's implementation problems is because we don't have lawyers who are well educated on cybercrimes to be able to put a case to a judge. The so-called Internet of Things, where devices like thermostats, televisions, even cars are connected to the web, is set to change everyday life for people and businesses. But experts warn more investment and education are needed.
When you look at their budget first for the IT or IT security, it's very small, and some of them do not even invest at all. So they are waiting for something to happen, then they can deal with it.
Africa is a global leader in the adoption of mobile technology for money transfers, with over 1 in 10 people using the technology. Experts warn cyber criminals see that as an opportunity and are increasingly targeting mobile devices for identity theft and scams. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.